crying all the time. You ain't nothing. Wait a minute. That is incorrect English. You ain't nothing. It's a double negative, and ain't isn't even a word. So today on Jen's Jyugyou, you're going to learn how you can avoid using double negatives and what you can say instead of using the word ain't. First, what is a double negative? A double negative in English is when there's two negative words in the same sentence. Usually, the first word is not or some contraction of not, like isn't, aren't, didn't, doesn't, don't, haven't, and so on. The second negative word is usually connected to no, like none or no one or nothing or nowhere. In English, you cannot put two negative words together in your sentence. This is because it makes the meaning incredibly unclear and difficult to understand for people. It also sounds very unintelligent. So, to help clear up this confusion, think about the fact that two wrongs do not make a right. And technically, in math, two negatives would make a positive. So, if you have two negative words in your sentence, it's confusing for listeners or readers because they might think the sentence is actually positive. For example, if I said, I don't want to go nowhere, don't is negative and nowhere is negative. These two negatives cancel each other out. So I don't want to go nowhere makes it sound like I'm saying I want to go somewhere. I don't want to stay here and do nothing. I don't want to go nowhere. But the meaning probably is closer to the idea that I don't want to go anywhere. He didn't have no money. Didn't and no are both negatives, so this sentence is very unclear. It would make more sense to say he didn't have any money or he had no money. This is how you can fix double negatives in your sentences. There are two ways that you can fix double negatives. The first way is to make the sentence positive and just make the first verb positive. The second way is to change the second negative into the word any. We use any for negative sentences. For example, she doesn't know nothing is a terrible sentence in English. So I could make it positive and say, she knows nothing. Or I can change the second negative to any. She doesn't know anything. There isn't no snow. There is no snow. Or more naturally, there isn't any snow. He hasn't done no work at all. He has done no work at all. Or he hasn't done any work at all. I don't know no one at the party. I know no one at the party. Or I don't know anyone at the party. I didn't go nowhere. This sentence is in the simple past, so be careful. If we make it positive, I went nowhere. Or I didn't go anywhere. Now, let's take a look at the word ain't. Ain't isn't actually a word. If you use the word ain't in a formal situation or on a test, you will look very unintelligent. Maybe in many songs, you have heard the word ain't, and when people are speaking very casually in slang, they might use the word ain't. But I highly recommend to avoid using this word because it sounds very ignorant and unintelligent. However, because you might see it and hear it in different situations, let me explain how it works in English. The word ain't can actually represent 5 different words. So ain't is a contraction with not, and it can represent the be verb or have. So ain't could be am not, isn't, aren't, or haven't or hasn't. So ain't is quite versatile. The important thing to note about ain't is that whichever one of those words it is representing in a sentence, it is negative. It's using the word not. So you definitely cannot use ain't plus another negative word. Then you'll have a double negative together with ain't, which is terrible. Let's take a look at a few examples of ain't from famous songs and how we could change those sentences to be more grammatically correct, getting rid of ain't and using the correct word and changing the double negative correctly. For example, I ain't going nowhere. In this case, ain't is representing am not. I am not going, and instead of nowhere, we change it to anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. You ain't seen nothing yet. Terrible sentence. So you ain't seen nothing yet. In this case, ain't is representing the word haven't. So you haven't seen anything yet. There ain't no sunshine. In this sentence, ain't represents the word isn't. So there isn't any sunshine. And finally, the words of Elvis, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. You aren't anything but a hound dog. You aren't anything but a hound dog is more correct English than you ain't nothing but a hound dog. So today, you have learned how to fix double negatives in your sentences and what to use instead of using the word ain't. Please think about these things next time in your English writing and your English conversations. And now it's time for Question of the Day. For today's question of the day in the comments below, please tell me about a song lyric or song title that uses a double negative. And then tell me how you would fix the double negative to have correct grammar in English. Let me see your sentences in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it useful, please subscribe to Jen's Jyugyou and give this video a thumbs up. Good luck with your English studies. See you in the next lesson.